the simple steps actually. Step one, we required finalizing the hub or embedded approach. Embedded means like as of now we are in CC Checknut Segments is an embedded approach. Hub model is nothing but like we have a separate Fiori gateway server, which will be connected to the S/4HANA server and through the RFC connection, and that will become a hub model. But today or going forward, SAP recommends to go with completely embedded approach model. SAP hub model, they completely removing or ignoring by SAP completely on that. And we have the SAP public release notes as well. So where they decommission means they're not entertaining to go with a hub model. It's the best approach is to go with embedded model, because what happened in this embedded approach, if you go, your technically, if you see metadata, your logics, and your screen designs, everything will be in the same box. So the response of the system will be very faster when you try to open any application, any point of a time. That's why SAP is recommending to go with the embedded approaches. And today we are fine for all the clients, maximum of the clients where we're implementing, we are approaching with embedded approach only. The same way in CCPLS also went with the embedded approach model. And once it is now I'll remove hub because we don't require to focus on this. So we'll go into the embedded approach model. So including SAP, I can say Fiori, Network Gateway, and S4. Both are in the same components, everything insists in the same. So when it is happening here in embedded approach model, second step you have to keep in concentrate on this is code deploy, because when I'll show you in the demo also, when you activating any Fiori service, a simple service you need to activate, ensure this code deploy option tick mark checkbox will be there. You have to check that one, tick mark that one, and then you have to execute the service. And with that service, you can go for activating the Fiori application. I mean to say Fiori service can be activated. So if it is a hub model, what happens? It will go into local because that is a separate concept, but I'll go with a code deploy model. This is the second one. Third one is once you finalizing this hub and embedded and code deploy model. Third one is a mass activation. Now what happens is mass activation. This will help any project to kick off very easily. Like I mean to say that example, if I take a simple application called manage sales order application, it's a pure UI5 based application. In manage sales order application, what happens? When you open the application inside, you will have a lot of navigation links. Like from there, it will take you to, you can go and you can do the change sales order. From there, you can go into customer 360 degree. From there, you can go into quotation. From there, you can go into billing document. And then from there, you can go into the credit memo, all the things you can go interlinked navigation application. So when you click on each and every hyperlink, what happens? In the back end, there could be like for each and every application can have one OData services. So that OData services must be activated when any user click on that particular link. If that particular service is not activated, what happens? It will throw the error that either 403 or service not found errors like that. It will be keep on coming up. So this all can be eliminated. Cross navigation errors can be eliminated only with the help of mass activation. So when you're doing mass activation, what happens? You pick any role, like maybe your choice of services, your choice of roles. With that role, what happens? All the services, whatever pre-built services available, applicable for that particular role, it will go for activation. So that end of the day, a developer job will become easier so that he no need to go each and every application trying to pick up the error and then try to go for activation. These are all can be eliminated so that in one shot, everything will be activated and it will go with a smoother and user can test easily, can run the application easily end of the day. In 90% cases, this will take care. 10% cases where even the role itself not able to find the role OData service. In that case, only the error can come, but at the time there is no other option. We have to reactivate manually only the 10% listed services. This will happen very rare cases because SAP may be upgrading their component, new service can be added or something can be happened with the service activation error time, installation time. So error can be happened. These cases only will eliminate 10%, but that is achievable. Again, when you are during the testing time, we found that application is opened, but one service is failed, then we need to reactivate. We can again do the activating and we can capture it in TR, we can post stuff. This is a very important step for any project to start, any client, any project, any location, wherever we have running the projects. These are very much important for the mass activation start. Second step is in the mass activation. I'll put it like a task OData services. I'll show these all the things when I go in. Just a briefing first, and then I will show you so that you can get visualized easily like that. So that's fine. So task OData services. Here, what happening is, I know my business is having these are the applications, so I can pick only these OData services need to activate. So at the time, I'll depend on the Fiori app reference library. I can enter the role name and I can get the list of services. I'll activate only the 30 or maybe 50 OData services. Only that much only I need to activate. I'll activate only this much. Then you can able to use easily this task OData services list. In the same under the mass activation only, you don't need to go everything, but you can go only certain OData services based on your respective module wise, like MMST, QM, PP, PM, Finance, which are the module you can pick up, and that OData services you can filter in the Fiori app reference library, and then you can use it only activating that 30 or 50 OData services kind of a concept. This will eliminate, this will install only selected services. It will not install all the services because Fiori will have 10,000 plus applications. In the 10,000 plus application, hardly I can say 7,000 plus OData services can be there, approximate. So you don't require to install everything. You can go required only I required, okay, my business using these are the only few applications. I'm fine with only activating these are the OData services. You can go ahead and activate. And in future, if you want to reactivate, you can use either mass again, or you can use the same approach, task OData services activation. If any OData service is already activated, again, you're running the mass activation also, nothing will happen because the services what is already activated will get ignored. New services, whatever is going to activate, that is only going to capture in a transport request and will get moved to the quality and production. And B1 is SACF node. This is a node, just a node, because it will have the /UI5 path like this. So this node is important because is now my Fiori launchpad is open. When I click on that, you will see the tiles like create purchase order, create sales order, or manage purchase order, manage sales order, like the tiles you can see it. When you hit on that particular tile, the node need to be activated. That node is nothing but this is a UI5 node. If this node is activated, then what happens? Application will start functioning and it will start opening. If this node is disabled, what happens? When you hit on the tile also, it will keep on buffering. Application will not be loaded because at the end of the day, it's not activated. The tile is loaded, but the thing is in backside, the path is not activated. To install get activate this path, again, this also can be go into a mass SACF node path. This also I'll show when I'm going in the demo time. Mass SACF nodes can be activated. And yeah, this is the main important things. And for any Fiori project to start, these are the 3 steps to follow at most importantly, and you can go ahead and run the application in time. And fourth one is the Z package. Package is important, and fifth one is transport request is important. But TRs, because end of the day you need to transport this request to the quality and production. If you captured everything in this package along with the transport request, so it's an easy job. Just to give the TR number to the basis team. Basis team will take the TR to import into quality. From there, they can move it to the production easily. Anytime this TR need to be captured easily on this. So here till here we are checked with the activation, and we saw that how, I mean to say, we just a brief about how it go for activation and how capturing the TR, what we'll do and all. And next one is second session is second one is this one, like now my OData services, my UI node, everything is activated. The application is ready. Now, if you assign the role in SU01, the application will start functioning. Just you go to SU01, add role to user. For example, SAP underscore B standard role. I'm talking about standard role here. SAP underscore BR underscore manager. Just to assign this particular role, system will pick what are the applications available in this role. User can start seeing in his launchpad. It can be 20, 30, 40, what are the depend on the number of applications. SAP is already tagged under this role. All the application can be seen by end of the day by the user. So all the applications will come. There is no restriction on that. Based on this role, everything will come into this. And seventh one is, the most important step is roles and authorizations. Roles and authorization. This is also very important because each and every application will have its own roles and authorizations connecting from the SAP S/4HANA system. So here again, same PFCG will go and we will add this particular, we create a role, and then based on the catalog group mapping, the roles will be pulled here, and then system will prompt me, these are the roles, this is the authorization objects required, and all. This I'll show when I'm going into the demo time also, how the roles authorization picked up and how easily you can able to maintain by a security consultant, or maybe developer itself can do, Fiori consultant can do in that cases if required on this. And second one is this is a second step is this is the, I can say, second second step, and this is, I'll put it as a step one, and this I'll put it as a step two. So next one is now what happened based on the role. Now you're loading all the 40-50 application, but end of the day, the user may not require all this 40 application to see in his launchpad because he may not be responsible for some other, he may not be responsible for some other applications as well, but it may be keep on showing in his launchpad unnecessarily. So how to remove, how to control, clean your launchpad is, we have a concept called SAP given a concept called launchpad designer. This designer, what happened? This will help an end user to create catalogs, to create business groups. So here in this catalog, when you run this catalog, SAP is already predefined the catalog names. SAP is, if you go into SAP Fiori App Reference Library, SAP is already predefined the catalog names like this: SAP underscore TC underscore sales underscore report something. Let me put. SAP is already predefined on this. So now what we will do is we will identify, like in CCPL, we identified in this particular user, what are the access he going to do it. Like he may be having a display of sales, display sales order, or some sales profit margin report to be seen. Like that we already predefined before starting any project. In that Excel, we already captured, this is the user, this is the apps he going to view it on that. So what we will do is, we will create a Z catalogs like ZTC underscore sales underscore report. We will capture it. This is a task to be done by the Fiori consultant, or business team also can do once they got familiarized with the concepts with this catalog and business groups like that. You see the replica which I did it like this. SAP is a standard TC. I am creating a ZTC sales report in this. So when I click on this SAP TC, I can search for the app. For example, if I type VS02 as a transaction, I will find out this particular catalog reference mappings and all. What I will do is I will select the particular line item, and then I will click on the copy, and then I will do the reference mapping to this ZTC. Then this ZTC will be assigned to the business group. This I will go into the demo. Instead of explaining here, I will start showing in the demo time so that it will be much easier to see it, quicker concept in the capture. So in these steps, any query questions? Now we'll see in the system actually, so that we can you can able to I mean visualize how the things now it's going to integrate with this concept as well as our real scenarios like that. Yeah, Sarana, our team. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions, Sarana, or?
Nothing, sir. You got to proceed.
Oh, you can carry on.
Oh, okay, fine. Let me try to see whether development server is up or not. If it is up, then it will be very easy for me to capture and show also. And no, LP, like still take time LP or?
Yes, Naresh, dev is still up. You can proceed showing in QA. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay, just I'm opening in the QA. I cannot capture in here in TRs, but I'll show you that program and all like that. See now, first step. Yeah. First is we went with embedded. our box, everything is same embedded approach, where you can see the system, that Fiori components, everything will be here. And you can see all the Fiori UI5 network gateway components. You can see GWFNT is nothing but 7.55 version is the latest version, which is our network gateway component. For any Fiori application, this component is a must. Without this, Fiori will not work at all. Gateway component. After that, SAP_UI. This is also second important component. Fiori will have all this UI libraries, UI deal, like whatever the path patches required, everything will be applicable into this SAP UI version. And the next one is S4 core. This is, now we are in embedded approach. This SAP S4 core will be installed in the same box of your S4 HANA server, where you will have all the Fiori OData components and OData services, CDS views, everything will be in this server, S4 core. This is a very important component, these three components. After that, whatever is giving by SAP is a bonus. Like we don't require specifically to get it on that. Like you see GBX HR, it's all HCM solution services. It's all bonus, like ISOIL again. This is also a separate component. Even SAP Fiori do having ISOIL as a component, and where you can able to install and you can play with. Basically, it is using for oil and gas industries and all in this case. Yeah, and now once our system is set, embedded approach, everything is set. What we will do is first we will go and set up in the local, like SPRO. Just we'll go to the path of SPRO and go to SAP reference IMG and SAP Network Gateway. And in this again, SAP Gateway, here you can see OData channel. Whatever Fiori component, Fiori activation, Fiori related information, everything will be lying under this SAP Network Gateway, OData channel, configuration administration. These two itself will play a very key role any Fiori job to be done in this case. First, we'll do the configuration. Here we require a system alias. Here you can see the managed SAP system alias. Why we require a system alias is we'll create a just one system alias called local, so that nothing will be there, RFC destination, nothing will be there, because what happens is this local system alias will be required for any like launchpad services. Like when you open the launchpad itself, by default some 3 services will be loaded, 3 to 4 services will be loaded, like Introp, page builder, page purse. These are 3-4 services will be loaded. By default it will be loaded for any Fiori launchpad, it will load. So that's the reason we create one just as a system alias and we'll keep it like this. What is this when RFC destination means? That is the approach of hub model. Like now we are an embedded model, we don't require any RFC destination. The one which I'm saying is a hub model. What happens? You have a Fiori box separately, S4HANA box separately. So to bridge between these two boxes, you required one RFC connection to connect from Fiori Gate to your S4HANA system. That's the reason where we'll create one RFC destination in SM59. Here we don't require because we are went with the embedded approach model. This is the one thing, local. Second one is local TGW. This why we required is because Fiori required a my inbox application. My inbox, nothing but you already saw that my inbox application, which is useful, very useful for any business or any client, is all your procurement order, all your purchase order, all your purchase requisition, contracts, whatever the workflow task is triggered, it has to come and sit in my inbox as application. So whatever the task, it may be leave, travel, any task triggered to your SAP S4HANA inbox, it has to come and sit in my inbox. This local TGW will connect it with the software version of BW service provider, BWS, business workflow provider. So this will enable to pick all the tasks, whichever is available in SBWP transaction code, pick it and try to display it in my inbox as an application. That's the reason we'll create a separate local TGW as a connection, and then we'll create a software version as a IWPGW BWF as a software version component. This application will be using only these services, 2-3 services only will be there, task processing services. You can see, ignore about this ZX. We focus only on this Z task processing services. Sorry, I came back. Only these 2 services only will be there. For Fiori to pick any OData, Mindbox as an application from the task SBWP, these 2 services will be useful for that use. Now S4 FIN, why we given again created S4 FIN is some of the analytical application, BEX query applications, because Design Studio application going forward, what happened? SAP is decommissioning the BEX query application. We don't require now going forward SAP BEX query application. SAP is trying to bring those BEX query into WD, WebDin Pro based approach again. So BEX query earlier they gave, it's a query based again, BW component, everything is dependency, a lot of things are there. So SAP again, they moving from 2020 version onwards, trying to decommission the BEX query application. In this place, they're trying to give WD, WebDin Pro based application. Again, that is SAP is already published SAP note or SAP version of document to the public as well, that where they're decommissioning, they clearly written all the things. That's why we create one more SOFN in the safer side. Like if any like BEX query application fail or analytical application fail, this will create it as one component, one local alias required. That's why we create all those things. Yeah. Now this is a system alias concept. And now once system alias is set, now my next task is I have to go with a rapid activation, mass activation. This code, because I'll show when you want to activate one by one manually one service, I'll come back to this one. Now let's go into the mass activation, third step. Activation, how it works is, if you go to the transaction code called STC01, these are standard SAP transaction code, STC01 transaction code. If you go into this, you can see the task list here. So here we know that programs, but you can filter and you can search it from this as well. Or there is we have the pre-described document which we have, and that document will help what program need to use, what task list we have to use here, like that. So here, if I say content activation, this is called SAP Fiori content activation here. Yeah, you see, I'm going first with SAP Fiori content activation. When I go with SAP Fiori content activation and click on execute. Yeah, you see there are certain parameters or tasks already SAP is predefined in this program. These are the things. Well, let's go one by one. Now what happens is here you see the checkboxes. If you enable this checkbox, system will allow you to do the changes in this parameter, and then you can go ahead with your activating the mass auditor services, clicking on this execute button. But before click on this execute button, a developer or Fiori consultant or any business consulting team has to ensure the parameters are filled correctly with the right data and correctly with capturing a transport request with the package, everything details is captured or not. If this is done, your 80% of application running without any errors, it will be perfectly fine of 80% cases. The 20% cases, let's leave it for any kind of a audit of failed, or maybe SAP may we required to depend on SAP for certain services because due to some errors, it's not able to activate it. So I'll leave that space for 20% because 10% a developer can do R&D. 10% definitely the developer need to depend with SAP to further debug why this application services failed or something happened like that. So that leave it park about the 20% cases. Now 80% cases, let's see this one. Now what happened? List of business role to be activated. Now, if you see as a business user, I know my having a sales, and plant maintenance, finance, everything I have in our scope. So for that, what you can do is, first we have to go to SAP Fiori App Reference Library. Not opened, okay. Yeah. For any Fiori application, this is a complete dictionary for us where you can search everything related to the Fiori application wise, standard Fiori application wise. So this, either we can keep it as a reference and you can give it to your business users also. If they need to identify from their side, I required in this list, this is the application I required, they can search and they can show that this application I required and they can give it to the Fiori team to get active with this application, or Fiori team itself can search the application list and then they can able to suggest to the business users also, look out that these are the good to have applications I can show you. Then you take a call to get it whether you have okay for this, and we can go ahead and we can do the activating, or we can activate and you can demonstrate. I mean, you want to visualize, you want to see, you can do that one also. You can activate and you can give it to the business users also, where they can play, and then they are satisfied. You can take it to the quality and production moment and all like that. So if I say here SAP underscore BR underscore just with a sales role, if I search, or there are a lot of filter options, is it by role wise or service wise, app wise, transaction code wise, you can search with that anything. Yeah, you can see this. These are the applications like SAP BR Manager, My Inbox, everything. These are the applications will be using this particular role. So either you can take this particular application and go for activating, or let me take one bigger application. If I say manage sales order application, let me take the role name, BR sales, some role will be there. Yeah, and here, whenever you go into the Fiori app reference library, keep checking this version actually, because SAP S4HANA 2021 is the latest one. Our version is SAP S4HANA 2020, and patch is fine. FPS 0102 also fine. Sometimes maybe one or two services can be added, but version is important of 2021 and 2020, because in 2021, SAP may be introduced some extra new applications which may not be applicable for the 2020 version. That application will run from only on 2021. And the similar way, the applications whichever is migrated with extra features SAP may be given in 2021 in the same application, adding one extra service to that. But in the SAP S4HANA 2020, if you see, that service will not be applicable because it may be upgraded in 2021 version. When the component is upgraded to that, then definitely that application can able to get it fetch in any development box in this. Now you see when I select 2021 version, the configuration is important. And installation component, anyhow, we checked already, but the installation component, you can see this is the one, UI S4 hop, which I showed, S4 core. This is the components which SAP is required for Fiori components to get it. The front end and back end. Here, embedded approach, this, everything will be in the same box. Okay, now let's go into the configuration. Configuration, what happened? You see, this is the OData service. For any Fiori application, this is the complete heart of a application, because without this OData services, your application will never work. It will throw error that services failed, or maybe any error in the service. Anything comes on this particular point. These are the services to debug and to see the services which SAP is provided, and we have to play only with these services in debug mode in this. And in this services is activated, the application will start functioning and will start running on this. The next one is technical catalog, which I shown here is a technical catalog. Here, you see this is a technical catalog. This is the technical catalog, which will have all the Fiori UI path, OData service paths, everything will be linked in this. This will come in the Launchpad Designer. This is generally will go in the next case where you want to customize your application based on user. You need to delegate only these other application at the time only. This will start coming into this. Yeah, now coming to here role. Now you see I'll take this role. I need to activate only BR internal sales rep role, which may be having all the sales applications in this. I'm fine with this. OData services can go for activating all this internal sales rep application. All these applications will start activating. Whatever it's this role having the applications, it will go for activating all the applications without any further question asked in this. So the services will be activated and you assign the role. The applications will start functioning in his user launchpad in this. So how to do that one is, let me pick up one simple role. You see here is enter list of SAP business roles to be activated. What I will do is I will select here and I will paste my role here. Just I copy and paste it and I click on the tick mark, continue. Now you see out of 501 roles, only one role I got selected because I need to activate only one role. I don't require all the 501 roles to be activated. If you activate also, there is no harm. Only thing is the service will be keep on lying in your activate and maintain services bucket, but there's nothing harm in that. You can go ahead and activate all the 501 services also, but it may take like I can say some half an hour it will take to get activate all the services, maybe 45 minutes also, depend on the system performance, how it works in this. Okay, now I selected only one role. Second option, I will choose a change parameter here is, these are the roles. This is the same SAP Fiori roles, whichever just now I searched there, like this, all the roles will be there here. Either you can choose all the roles or the one role which I choose in the above, you can say already tick marked because this is the only one role which I'm going to activate. I just searched with the role and it came. Otherwise, you can search whichever role required. Just click on the tick marks, whichever role you need to activate. And then that particular role also will come activation part. Now when I click on execute, it will go on activating only one role, all the OData services related to that particular role. Third step, this is very, very important because this never ever store anything in the dollar term, because as you store anything in the dollar term, you cannot able to transport this request to the quality from there to production, because temp files will never be allowed to get it transported through TR movements. Nothing will happen on this. So that's the reason what we will do is I'll remove the temp. We already created a package, just like a ABAP package. How you creating a AC16 going there and creating a package like that, you can create one package. Just if you type with this ZFIO Fiori. Yeah, you can see there is a one Fiori package we have already created in CCPL. We can use the same package only one time. It's a one-time activity. SC16, you go and create any package on your own. Use that same package when you go into the production. Ensure if you're creating a new package, you can go ahead and create, no problem at all. Ensure that package need to be moved and then follow that TRs can be moved automatically in this. Now, when I click on this ZF Fiori, my package got selected. Now I'm pretty fine on this because package is locked. The next is when you press enter button, just press enter button, you'll see there's a create workbench request, create customizing request. And now here you need to choose either you already have a TR, you choose it from this, or you want to create a new TR, you use this one with a new TR, mass OData service. What are the name you want to make it? Make it as a best practices names like this, mass OData service underscore. The person who going to do this activity, my name, Naresh Chittu, and what is the date I'm doing this activity. So that tomorrow, end of the day, anyone can able to easily refer what is the purpose of this tier and what we have this captured everything in this. You can able to easily correlate by seeing either description or who did activity, everything you can see it on by seeing this. And customizing similar way, mass OData CR customizing request. And same names you can, what are the things you want to give it, you can take it and you can give it on this. And then just you want to save this variant, just save the variant. Just I'm saving the variant. Now you see the value of ABCD variant is saved actually. Now you come back, you come back after doing this activity, you come back. You can see this, the step which we did just now, it's captured with the Z Fiori.
Can I ask one question here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this package you mentioned, no, we are going to create our own package, but generally SAP is going to have all the standard packages, no?
No, so SAP will not have the package given by standard. You can create the SC16 going that, and you can create one Z package for this.
Okay. Now, all this means all Fiori apps are not part of any package as such, correct?
No, correct. It will not be part of any package, correct.
Okay. So what I wanted to transfer, then I have to transfer only through a package. Is it like that?
No, like this package, what happened? It's a one-time activity. When you go into SC16, you can create one package, just like a package. Sorry, not SC16, SC38 something. I guess we create a package.
SC80, Naresh.
SC80, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can see here there's a package. This one, what happened? When you press execute with a blank, you can create your own package here. Like give here as a Z Fiori underscore or Z Fiori. ESCK, give. There is no package with this name. Yeah, if I click on this, what happened? You can see there's a short description. This is for Fiori package, all STD standard apps like this you can give, and you can click on execute. Now this package will be created. In this package, you can capture all the Fiori application.
Yeah, but already apps are available in Fiori, correct? So through which package they have come?
Now we see the component given the applications. The package is not given by SAP. For that's the reason we created this package called Z Fiori like this. So you see there's a Z Fiori. This package we have created.
Yeah, I understood. So you need a package to bring the any Fiori app to Launchpad, correct?
Yes, exactly. The OData services to capture. Basically, the OData service will be logged. It will be logged under the package. Under that, it can be logged on the tier because this package, without package, you cannot move the transport request. Capturing in a temp files.
Okay, once it is moved, that package has no relevance, correct?
Yes, exactly. Once now this tier, whatever the tier is going to now here, sorry. Yeah, now here I click on the create workbench request, create customization request. When I hit on the execute button after finishing all the activities save, after click on this execute button what happens? System will go first checking this role activation, and then it will go for this particular one role, and then it will go into the package. Package is already created, and then new workbench request tier, customizing request tier will be generated. System will generate automatically 2 new tiers. In that tier, this package is locked, and this role services activation, everything will be locked on the tier so that you can move it along with the same tier, or you can create a new tier also, you can move it the package separately.
So the package can be used again and again then?
Anytime, yes, again you can use it. Now you see the Fiori package which we created already, this is moved already to the quality. Still I can use it the same package again here. Again, a number of times you can use it the same package.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a one-time activity. Like that you can create, depend on the developer, he can create his own package and he can use it on there. Yeah, now you see the OData ICF service for roles. This what will happen is along with the this particular role, this ICF node also to be activated. What is this ICF node is? If you go to here, okay, I put SS here, right? Okay, I'll put a T. OData nodes. This step, what happened? Determine OData ICF service. OData will have also its own node actually. Node is nothing but the path, basically as a path. So if you see in this, now I'm come back to Fiori Launchpad Designer, sorry, Fiori Launch Apps Library. You can see here, there's a path. Anytime it's all web browsed application, like a .NET Java, how it runs, it'll have its own path for the application. So anytime Fiori is trying to connect to this particular one tile, that tile will be referring to this path. SAP BC UI5, SAP, this is the path. And this is the app name. Nothing but your project or application name component which will be used on this. So it's going to refer for this. Like this, OData service also will have its own path. How to identify the path is now, if I copy OData service, back to transaction code, let me simply give this transaction. You can note down, I mean, you can check, you can capture this transaction code like IWFND/maint_service. In this particular OData transaction code, all OData services will be listed. When you hit on this enter button, you can see these are the services. This is nothing but activate and maintain services. So here, whatever the OData services, either manually or either through this mass, the services will be listed here. If the service is not listed here, then the service is not activated, or maybe some error or something can be happened. Then you need to use this manually add service. You can go ahead and you can activate the service again in the system. Now let me show you here. Already the service is activated. Now when I click on this searching for the service, any service you activate, it will create with a Z. That's for default. Any service prefix will be start with a Z when you activate the service. When you hit on the service, when you click on the service, you can see here there is no system alias because this part is required only for the hub time. Like when you're going with a hub model, different servers, then only you require. The option which we're using here is a co-deployed. This is the important co-deployed one which we have to select, and then we have to activate all the OData services. So you see here, there is a node actually. When ICF node, when you right click here and just click on this, you can see there's a configure SSCF. When you hit on this SSCF configure node, you see this is a path, OData service path. When you see here, the service is activated. If it is in deactivated mode, what happens? System again will try to run for this service for fetching the data. It'll throw the error. Either the node is not active or maybe some error came in that to see. So that is nothing but this is how the OData node. This OData node. So how it enables is for this particular one role, whatever the Fiori OData services listed, that will go by automatically. It will go for installation. No, sorry, activating. Like OData service node also will get activated. We don't require to go manually click on this, and you not required to go and activate it. Just like this manually, you don't require to do it all. So by default, it will get activated and it will get run on it. Just one second. Hello. Yeah, meeting. I'll call you back. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, this is the node of Fiori OData service, OData service nodes. Ensure that this node is activated. But here what we're doing is with the part of our mass, the node of OData service also will go for activating it. It's a one-time activity. These are all one-time activity. Whichever I'm showing here in the screen is completely one-time activity. Next one is OData service. This, if you click on this, you see here, co-deploy routing is there. Okay. That option will come next.
It will by default be co-deployed, Naresh. Only for task processing it will ask for system alias.
It's coming here as a, because it has to go to co-deploy. Once again. Okay. System alias for task processing only. Okay, fine. Yeah, Mahalakshmi. Okay, now second step is this OData service node is activated, and this step will come back as a co-deployed. And this routing base, why it is chosen routing base here is a task processing. The task processing which I explained you here, if you see here, the one again I'll go back to SPRO. You remember the first I told you the system alias is important. When I go into the SAP Network Gateway OData channel, configuration, connection settings, manage SAP system alias. Here for my inbox application, this is it will go into the BWF. It can go into the co-deployed because here what happened, it required a system alias to be shown as a local TGW because your component of software version is going to change here. It's not a default. It will go like business workflow activation. That's the reason for only for these two services, it will go into code instead of co-deploy, it will go into the routing based here, routing based. You can see only for task processing, TGW. Rest all, it will go into co-deploy. Yeah, right. Here you can see clearly, OData service will be activated by default in co-deploy mode, so that we don't require to select anywhere. It will go as it is and come back. Yeah, and publish services. This whatever the services is going to activate, it going to publish. Publish means nothing but it going to activate node activation, and everything will happen on the IWF maintenance services. After this, activate ICF service. This is important. Is here you see this is a D step. In this D step, what happened now? Same way of your OData node, you have UI path node also. If you see this is one path UI5 node, again you will go back to your SSCF here. SSCF. SSCF. Here you can see the service path. When you go into the service path, you see there is an application UI5 _ SAP ST. All the application paths will be under this particular folder UI5 under SAP. Like it will be keep on listing all the UI path. But as of now, I searched only with this particular name. That's why it came only that much path in this. When you see here, I remove the particular application name. You can see all the UI5 paths. These are all UI5 applications. These are all UI5 applications. So everything will be there in this. So in this is the path we have to activate the services here also. This also will have activating by default from the system when you're going for the mass activation. So this role in this particular OData services, these are the UI5 paths need to go automatically in, activating the node as well. So it will go into that. And now prefix with a Z. Yeah, this is recommended to go with a Z. Some if you require to change it to the Y, yes, that is also fine. You can change the prefix to Y also. As a global approach, we follow the Z approach. Z you can create it and create user with generated business role. So this what happen is the role which I choose here, SAP _ BR manager, internal sales rep. This will get created again back as a Z SAP BR internal sales rep. So one role will be also generated if you select this option. If you select that option, a role also will be selected like a Z SAP BR _ sales rep so that you can play with that Z role like anything. Don't ever try to do any changes to the standard role. You can create a Z role, you can try to do the changes and then you can assign that Z role to any user on this. And last option is delete request for OData service activation if newly created entity. If, for example, in this services, the workbench customizing TR is creating any TR, like any TR is not captured with anything like in this, some TR got created, but there is nothing is captured due to some issue or some reason, some fail, something happened. That particular TR will be get deleted. So that again, you can check it out where it went wrong, whether my business role is selected wrong or my application is not activated properly. Then you can check and you can reactivate again on this. This step is required only if you want to delete it. If you uncheck what happened, there is nothing harm. TR will be generated, but inside the TR, nothing will be there. Again, you can recheck all your config parameters, everything. Then you can go for reactivating the services back again into this. After doing this activity, just you need to click on execute. When you hit on this execute button, this will start running the process like installation of the, activating the services, creating a transport request, capturing the OData services activated in that particular transport request and activating the ICF node, whatever you mentioned seen here, everything will get captured here. And you can see the log should be, everything will be green. If the green is there, everything is success. If the red comes, it will show you which service is failed. That service you need to analyze why it is failed. Maybe SAP having any dependency, this particular service having any dependency with other service. That service need to be activated before doing this service. Then we need to activate that service and then need to come back to this service activation. How we'll find that one is just we have to reference through the blog or maybe through the knowledge base of SAP notes, wherever they mention in SAP notes, we can see it and we can able to easily identify. You search with the service name, it's failed while activating or some issue came like that. Then SAP itself will try to give up in the Google like a lot of notes, whatever is applicable. Then we have to take that particular note as a reference and go ahead and see that having any dependency services and do activating, come back again in this. So this is a complete mass activation. As a first step, you have to do it any project when it is starting it, the Fiori content activation. Now, yeah, this is clear. Now let's go to the second step. And the mass activation is done. In this content activation is completed. Now we'll go with the task OData services. Specific OData service I need to activate means. Any questions on this?
Sir, you proceeding, sir.
Yeah, okay. So mass activation is completed now. Now what happened after mass activation? I enabled one role and one particular role with all the applications. Everything is installed. Yeah, now we'll come back. Yeah, this is the first one. This is done. I am removing this. Second one is there is a program again, one more program called Gateway Auditor Service. This is why we use this one is when you want to go ahead with executing only few services, because I don't require all the 40-50 services. I don't require. I need to install only some. These are my 40-50 services. I need to activate it. In that case, it's a simple program. So again, our key reference dictionary is SAP Fiori reference library. In this particular reference library, I need to choose the auditor services, or I need to download from this the auditor services in Excel. Like you can filter these options to get the auditor service list also, where you can have the list of auditor services. Everything will be available. And then that auditor services you can export to Excel first. Like I mean to say, you can export to Excel, and that Excel you can import it here. Like again, while coming to this gateway activation auditor services, the first step is very much similar with the previous step, which I shown in the mass activation. Don't ever store anything in the Z temp, $temp. So the package which you created, use the package, press enter button, and here you can see the description of workbench request, and you can give your naming whatever you require. Selected auditor services list. Again, same like approach of keeping naming conventions and naming culture, everything. It's purely best practices to keep it like, I mean to say, as the following how you guys are already preparing some TRs, keep it in the same nomenclature or use the nomenclatures, the best practices, whatever SAP recommends. And you can create a TR with the same customizing TR, everything, save it. The first step is done, captured with the Fiori as a package, and TR everything is set. Here you see there is a checkbox. When you hit on this checkbox, what happens? System will allow you to enter the auditor services. Now here, fill in parameters. Either you have an export to Excel, like you can, if you have Excel, that what I'm saying is in this Fiori App Reference Library, you downloaded all the auditor services. These are the auditor services are required to activate. You can able to download it and you can export to here as Excel. You can export it and you can use it. Or if you want to, or some like basis team or someone share the services with you, these are the auditor services, you can enter manually. Entering manually is a little hectic task because you need to go each and every app and you need to identify the services and you need to get it which services we need to activate and all like that. But getting export to Excel, use this filter option. System will allow you to give the Excel options to download, and then you can able to use that Excel sheet easily to download. Here somewhere the option will be there, auditor service also. You can see here auditor services there. You can see all the auditor services came here, the auditor services. This you export to Excel, which are the applications you have chosen in the previous page, download it, and then export to Excel, you can use it easily on this. You remove all the other options because we don't require to see other options. App name is fine and or auditor services is fine. Yeah, all the auditor services came, and download this. What are the applications you have used, and then you export that particular. You see that Excel is generated. If you go into this Excel, all the auditor services will be there. I mean, what are the applications which you have chosen in the previous screen? Only that auditor services will be listed here. So this is the easiest mode. Yeah, you can see this. And ignore these two things. Ignore means you can remove it. These things we don't require to keep it. So all your auditor services will come in this. But be specific with the application name, which are the application names, and you can use it for that, and then export it that one here, and you can able to import it here. You can use the export option, and you can just download it. All the services will be listed here. As of now, I took only 2 services. I'll show you. When you click on the tick mark, you see the 2 services, or maybe 150, 200, 300, how many services you require, you can go ahead and activate all this. And third step here, what happened? This is what happened here. When you're doing this step, you need to choose manually co-deployed, because here SAP, we are doing the activity manually by service. That's the reason here you see the routing co-deployed came, but in the mass activation, we not received. Mass activation by default system itself will pick as a co-deployed for the embedded approach. Now, when I choose co-deployed and save it and come back, now you see co-deployed also locked. And then you tick mark this one. That is nothing but this is confirming that these are the OData services is going to activate. You don't require, you can delete it, like uncheck it, whichever you don't require. But you can require, you can keep a check on that and then click on the back button. And that's it. So click on execute. System will go ahead and try to execute all these OData services by default. In this step, what happened? One small catch is there is your OData node will not activate automatically, because in the previous step, if you see the mass activation, your OData node, SACF node, everything will get automatically without manual intervention, it got activated. But here we are doing manual one step of activity, like I require to activate only these services. I'm activating only these services like that. So that's the reason here your OData will not be activated. After doing this OData service activation, node will be like this. Now let me show you here. Yeah, your node will be like this. It will be in yellow color, because we activated the service. The service came here. The service came here, but node is not activated. How to enable this node activities? One by one, I will not recommend to go ahead and do activation. So what you can do is you can click on this service node. Just click on this and click on the configure. Go to configure. Here you see the service path is there. SAP, OPU, OData, SAP like that. And you can go to that particular path, SAP, OPU, OData. Sorry, yeah. Here SAP, in this again, you can go to the path OPU, OData. In this SAP. You see all the OData services are listed in this path. All the OData services will be listed in this path. This, what I would say is, if for example you have 100 OData services activated by the approaching in the second step. So what you simply do is you right click on that, deactivate service, so that it will deactivate all the services. Again, once it is deactivated, just right click, again click on activate service. That's it, you need to do it. Once you click on activate service, all the services again will go for reactivation. So instead of going one by one service there, this is a second option we can do it. But if the mass, you don't require to perform this step, it will go for activating automatically all the OData services activation in this. But selected services, this is a catching, because SAP also not given any, like in the node activation, they're not given here with this services to go and activate. That's the reason what we used to do is just do one step activity of this, deactivate and reactivate all the things, so that it will get reactivated all the services. There's nothing harm will be there, and everything will go as it is in this. Now we saw this task OData services we saw, OData node we saw, SSF node we saw. Okay, I'll put it like this. This is the A in the under the B, under the C. And fourth, I'll put it C. The 3050 services. The program name can be used as a task gateway OData services. B again, the package TR. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, this is the steps which we saw just now, and you can see that you can correlate now how we have did the mass and how we did task specific services, everything we saw now. Our next step is manual activation. Manual activation, when you want to do is there is a one service is failed, like only one service is failed. Maybe other all the applications are working fine, but in the production only one service got error, one service maybe failed. In that case, what happened? Like service is not available, or maybe service is not activated, like that it came a message. What happened? In that case, only use this one time, activating manually one service at a time. Like here, again, there is a transaction code which I said. You have to go to IWFND maintain underscore service as a transaction code. Just if you go into this, you can see the services whichever is there here, everything is listed here. The service which is not available, for example, let me take one application. Yeah, now you see there is a currency exchange application. I'll choose a version for S/4HANA 2020. This application is moved to the production, but unfortunately some services failed and service is not activated, something happened. Now what I will do is, first I will check whether service is there or not. When I copy this particular service, OData service, I'll go here, I'll search for the service. The service also exists. Okay. Any application which I can see service is not activated. Yeah, you see this service when I'm searching it not found, because if the service is not listed here, application itself will not open. I mean, it will open, but the thing is it will keep on buffering. At the time you need to click on the inspect and need to find out the error in the console. Like any application is failed, the right clicking is inspecting that application, and then we'll find out the service is failed, and that we'll come to know on that. So for that, what happens is here you can see there is an add service option. When you hit on this add service option, and this is a quality, that's why we're not getting modifiable option. When you hit on the add service, what happens? I'll try whether the system is up or not. Yeah, it came. Yeah, I'm going to the particular transaction code. I'm clicking on the add service. Here you see the option called system alias, technical service name, external service name. System alias completely ignored because we don't require to capture anything in the system alias, the OData services, apart from my inbox application. That is, however, we already did that my inbox application. We don't require anything to be captured in the system alias. So now there is an option called co-deployed. Select this co-deployed, search for the service. You see when you hit on when you search for that service in external service or technical, wherever you want to search, you can search it using these two options, copying from the service from the Fiori App Reference Library. The service came here. Just when you hit on the service, this has to go into the asking for you to capture in a transport request and package. That here you see one more pop-up came when you click on the particular service. Same concept, package is the same, and capturing a TR is very important. Package is also very important. when you're running the first time, it will be in like a $TMP. This you have to ignore and no need to store anything in the $time. Search from this. If you know the package name, you can directly give, or if you know the just with a search character, you can use this and use the package which we have used in the mass activation, task activation services, wherever, or you created a new package, you have to get it the package listed here. Once this package is selected, click on tick mark. That's it. Nothing else to be done. Once you hit on the tick mark, it will ask for the transport request. Here you need to capture everything in the transport request. Either you already having a TR, you capture in that, or create a new transport request and capture it. Once you did this activity, once you activated this service, it will come. Let me go ahead and activate this service, and I'll create on a dummy TR. It's in development only. So you can see here. There's a when you hit on this tick mark, you can see the request along with the package and tick mark it this capture in a transport request. You see here, service was created, metadata was loaded successfully. And this is also an important part is if this metadata load failed, then there is an error in the service. So like one is that we can go into ST22 and check if any dump occurs while activating the service. And we need to see whether any dump having cause of any dependency service or maybe it having any other issue or not, that we need to identify first. If we are unable to debug further, where we are unable to get it any support on the maybe our research or maybe blog, something like that, then we have to depend raising an instance to SAP. Because this all as a standard SAP services, standard CDS views, standard logic, standard programs written by SAP, we have to depend key into SAP anytime raising an instance to SAP. SAP will guide us accordingly, like whether how to come out of that error or maybe how to solve it that one. They will try to help us in that. If not, then they may release some new patch for that. Like SAP will take it to their product team and they will try to identify if there is a genuine issue like where we are unable to get it sorting out the issue clearer. Then they will get it to their product team to get it identify fix from that, and then they will release a patch for that. That patch we can install as a note, SAP note will be released, and that note we can install to rectify that particular errors. Now you see that metadata, everything is loaded successfully. When you hit on continue, the service came out. Like when you copy this service and you go back to here, search for the service should come here. Yeah, you can see that services came, your node, everything is activated with this. So that's it. So this is a simple, like whenever you're going for 1, 2, 3, 4 services, you can use this option. But if you're going for beyond 50 or maybe 20, 30 services also, I would recommend to go ahead in this approach of specific task oriented services. In that case, don't go with a mass activation, 50, 60 services, because this content to be done only once. And if you're repeating, your performance of system again will go into the bandwidth of taking all the services, consider everything will go into that. If you're able to identify the specific services, go ahead and run this option. It will be very simple and very fast. You can execute all the voltage services in one shot. 1 or 2 services, you can go ahead. This is the way. And then that particular TR will be there and go to SE10 and release a transport request and give it to the base system to import. And that TR will be get captured and it will be imported for the quality and then the production. You see here chemical apps delta 1 NC, which just now we capture. The TR is exist. In this, these are the data will be captured. Metadata will be captured. Service nodes will be captured. That's it. The service. This is the service. Chemical query CTS is a service. Yeah. So this is the complete OData service activation, mass activation, specific task OData service activation, single service activation. Now we are done with our Fiori OData content and OData related CDS view activations. Everything we did it. The next one is you have to see the application in the launchpad. Just you can go to SU01 and take a user and assign that particular role. What are the role, which are the role which we have did a mass activation, assign the role here. Yeah, assign the role or this role also, because the OData service we already activated. When you assign this role, this particular application along with this role, it can have some 30, 40 applications also can be loaded. Yes, its possibility is there because there are other applications also linked to this particular role. All the applications will be loaded. Then user can play and then they can see which application required, which application don't require and all like that. He can himself personalize. But as a good to have, if from Fiori itself need to be given, then you have to follow the concept of step 2. This one, Launchpad Designer. This Launchpad Designer is a where you can segregate your catalogs, business groups, choose the apps whichever you required, and you can keep it all the things. So yeah, if any further questions on this, or we can, if no, then I'll go into this. Just I'll show you this how it looks and all this step, so that you get some other like how the Launchpad Designer looks. Also, will come to know in this case.
Any query?
No, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir, please. Proceed.
So I'll go to the Launchpad Designer. Yeah, so this is the URL for Launchpad Designer. Like yeah, so this is the URL for Launchpad Designer. This we will share in the email. This is or there is a transaction code LPD_cust also we can run, or you can run directly this URL. Like this URL, you can go ahead and you can open the Launchpad Designer in this. So let me refresh to give the credentials. Yeah, you see, this is the Launchpad. When I assign that particular standard role, one standard role can have a number of applications. Like they can get it all the applications whichever is there. Cannot load tell why it is coming 300, 310. Yeah, it's loaded. See, when you apply the standard rule, what happened? For that particular standard rule, whatever the applications is there, it will be loaded like this. All the tiles will be loaded. So there is no restriction that only this tile we need to see, this we need to see. There is nothing like that because standard rule will have a number of applications. It will be loaded all the things, and you can find out in the app finder also the application. No. It's that. Yeah, you see all these standard rules, standard applications, everything will be loaded based on a single rule on this. Yeah, take time to load this. Yeah, you see here, this is the catalogs. Whatever the catalogs is there, this is the catalog. You see, wherever the Z is there, nothing but we have created. I mean to say, as we may be linking only that instead of 30, 40 applications, only 7 applications required for this particular catalog. This catalog need to be assigned to the user. Then we'll get only that 7 applications will order instead of 30 applications. So this whichever starts with SAP is a completely standard catalog, and that is don't ever try to do any changes to that, because that is a SAP driven by a standard, and SAP has all the reference mappings, everything in there. You can play with a Z. You can create and you can play with a Z. You can do whatever you require. You can delete, you can do changes, anything you can do it. Absolutely no problem at all. It can be bring back by using the reference of the standard catalog. If you do any changes to the standard catalog, what happened? It may lose the reference. Again, we cannot bring back. Either we have to create again manually that particular catalog by going into the SAP Fiori App reference library, checking one by one mappings, everything we have to do manually on this. Now, before doing any activity on this, you have to lock it in a transport request. Here you can see there is an option called client 300. Next to that, there is a settings option. When you hit on this settings option, a small pop-up will come where you need to choose check this none. Don't ever store anything in the local object. Similar concept of $temp. Don't ever store similar way in the non-local object here. Uncheck this. You can see the transport request here. Whichever the transport request is there available, you can capture it in that. This is a customizing request basically. You can choose, this is created by myself only, Fiori virus scan for checking someone purpose. You can lock it in one tier. Say for just I'm locking in this. I'm not saving. Just lock it the tier and click OK button. That's it. Now what happened? Whatever the changes you do here, it will log in that transport request. Then the transport request can be moved to the quality. Followed that it can be moved to the production instance. So now how we will start with that is, first important is creating a Z catalog, like a Z technical catalog. We need to create it. Let me 300, right? Let me create one tier because I don't want to do any changes to that particular tier. Yeah, create one customizing request. Before doing any changes, you can create one customizing request. I'll create Z Fiori underscore technical catalog. Underscore and C underscore. So one tier is captured with the 901688. Now you come here to the Launchpad Designer, click on the settings option. You can see there's a TR game 901688. Just now we created. Lock it in this tier. It's a demo tier which is created. No problem. We can use this one. Now what happened is, let me take one sales application again. Yeah, let me take manage sales order. There's a big and as well as very useful application throughout the sales process areas with a customer 360-degree billing document. A lot of things will be there in this application. And it will be very handy and helpful for any sales executives as well while they're on the field and they can do the things, stuff, whatever they require to be done. Version you choose S/4HANA 2020. Yeah, now you see here, there is a technical catalog. Okay. What I will do is I'll copy this technical catalog. I'll come here. First, to do any changes, I required a Z technical catalog. I cannot do any changes in the standard. That's why what I will do is I'll click on this plus button in the down. Here I'll get the title. What I will do, I'll put it like a sales report. ID. What I will do is the same one. I'll replicate with a Z underscore. These names is important because future also any security team or anyone want to refer which catalog, which group it got mapped and all, it will be easy for any user to understand. So what I'll do, my job, this one is for display, sales ZTC underscore sales underscore display I creating. When I click on the sale, a new catalog will be created. You see, this is a new catalog created with the ID of ZTC sales underscore display. This is the ID with the name of sales underscore report. Now here, if you have anything to map manually, you can use this plus option. You can click on the static tile, and every time you use static tile for normal GUI transactions and all like that, you can map it manually also. But if you want to refer it from this, because manage sales sort of same standard application, I need to make a reference of this. So what I will do is I'll copy this standard catalog, click on the tick mark. Now you see there are 214 applications are available in this particular technical catalog. So when I assign this role, what happened? 214 applications will be shown in the end user launchpad. So to avoid that one only, now we are doing this launchpad clearance. Clearance means like launchpad designer we're using to get only these other applications for the user like that. So how to do that one is, now I got my standard technical catalog from Fiori App Reference Library. By using this, I got it this. All the 214, 87 applications, whatever is it, 87 applications has got loaded here. Here there is a search option. Now what I will do is, for me, any Fiori application, target mappings are important. This one above this technical catalog, anywhere, any application will have these target mappings. So what you have to do is you have to copy this sales order and just paste it here. Enter. This will be filtered with a minimum amount of tiles with loaded with a sales order as a reference mappings. So now you go into this tiles. You see here matching this semantic object and action. Sales order manage. The sales order and manage, you can see here anywhere manages it. You can see there is a manage sales order. This is the application which we're trying to do the mapping now. Sales order manage. This is a unique. The sales order, this semantic objection will be unique in any single technical catalog. The same name, same order, you cannot create again in this. If you create it also, I mean, system will route again back to the original one, which is a sales order, which is a manage. It will go and search for that only. Now what I will do is I choose this particular line item. You can see there is a create reference on the below. Just hit on this button. You will get it all the catalogs. In this, my catalog is ZTC. Just now we created with sales report. This is the one ZTC underscore sales underscore display, which we created just now. Use that one and just click on that so that this will create a reference. Now you can see the reference of this particular application is created and locked in that ZTC. Similar way, you want to go to target mapping. Now what happened? This is nothing but a tile. Now tile you shown fine. After tile hit on that, it required a path or it required a which services to execute. Everything will be available in the target mappings. How to find target mapping? Simple. Target mapping also with the same name. Whatever you've given here, sales order manage. With the same name, you can see there is a sales order manage. You can see there is a sales order manage. Just again, same thing you want to do is you can click on create reference. ZTC, you do it. Sales report is there. The same catalog which you have created, you have to map it. When I do that mapping, what happens? Now you see sales, everything is mapped. Now I'll go back to that ZTC sales report. You can see one application will be loaded here. You see the manage sales order came here. That's it. The reference mapping, everything is set. Now for this, business group is need to be created. Why we want to create a business group? If you see a Fiori Launchpad, when you open the Fiori Launchpad, you can see there is a groups here, like current settings, approvals, analytical for account payable, checks, payment. These are all business groups. So end user, when you create a business group and assign to that particular role, this particular application group will be created here. User can click on this and he can just click on the application on that. Or second option, if you're not created a group, then what will happen is user need to go into the app finder using the app finder. Or you need to use the search option here, and then he need to search for that particular application, manage sales order like this. Manage sales. If the application is not assigned, that's why it's not getting. But if you assign, it will come here application. Or you need to use the search option, manage sales order. Then you need to use that particular application to search and need to be get it on that. If you assign the business group here itself, somewhere it will be displayed like a sales display report, and then click on that, and then that particular sales manage sales application will be loaded, and then user can see easily that application. I'm going to create a business group here. How are you going to create a business group? Same. Just click on this plus button. down there is a create button. Here I'm going to give the name as a sales display demo. And I can give my name ZTG. You give as a TG. Why means technical group. That one we give as a TC because that is a technical catalog. Here I'm giving as a TG. Underscore display. And click on the save button. Now a new group is created. Here you can link that particular tile which we created from there. Just click on the plus button and you can search it from this. Just type ZTC because it is easy to find ZTC also with the names. You can see that particular sales report technical catalog came. Search with that and there's a plus button is there. Click on the plus button. That's it. Now you see that one manage sales order group technical catalog, everything is created successfully. And this is done from the Launchpad designer wise. We are done now. Now, how this application will reflect in end user Launchpad. Now we'll go to the next last step is how it's going to reflect in the end user Launchpad is you have to go to 300. Yeah, here. Go to PFCG. Just it's a PFCG item, but role creation. Here, what happened is the security consultant. I'll create one role Z F as a Fiori. And I'll give it like sales because it's a sales role underscore. I'll create a single row. I'll save this one. I'll give us a description Fiori. And come to the menu. Yeah, save it. Now you have to map that catalog and that particular group to this role. Then only if you assign this role to the end user Launchpad, sorry, end user role assignment, like generally we'll go to SU01 and assign the role. Then follow that particular user will get reflect that applications in his Launchpad. To do that one, this activity we will be doing, creating a role and linking the transaction catalog and all. Now, when you come to the menu, there is a one small option like an insert node is it. Just click on this and you can see there is a Fiori Launchpad. You can see the Launchpad catalog. Now, first we need to Launchpad catalog we need to map, then we need to map the group. When I click on the Launchpad catalog, it will come the catalog ID. This catalog ID, how you will find out is the one which we created here. The one which one we created here is a ZTC. ZTC sales display. This is nothing but my catalog ID. That's what I'm saying is this is the ID is important to give with the specific naming conventions and you have to capture it in your Excel as a best practices for any time reference. Okay, this application is locked in this catalog, this application locked in this business group like that. Or there's intent content analysis. Maybe that is advanced level where we can find out from the server also. We can do later also that one. Now when I see ZTC, don't do any changes on these settings because here local remote is it. Here ours is an embedded approach. That's what it will be default will be local. If it is hub model, then you have to click on the remote option. Also, we don't require to choose any changes on this. Just execute this. And now you see the role with the catalog is captured perfectly fine. Now again, last step we need to do is select the same insert node and go to Fiori Launchpad. Now you have to select the group because now my catalog came. Now my group also need to come so that I can see the header, all the header, whatever the applications is there. This header also I need to see. This header also I need to see. That's the reason we doing this in best practices. This group also. That group, how we will come to know is same way how you have identified the Z technical catalog. Similarly, we're going to identify the group also. The group also will have ID. You see ZTG sales display ID is there, right? Just copy this and go ahead and paste it here. That's it. And tick mark. Now you see display of demo report, everything is created. Now coming to authorizations. This step is very important because any service will have auditor service authorizations. We'll never ever recommend to give as a star for anything because under S_ service also we cannot give a star because that will be most dangerous if you give anything star in any authorization object. For that, when you click on the change authorization data, after doing this step, menu and going to authorization step, click on the change authorization data, click on yes. You see here, based on the application, based on the service of OData services, system is already prompt me the authorization objects that I need to give it here. Company code, account type, this is where your security team will be involved along with the business user. This role, what are the company code I need to give, like a 501, 401, which are the company code I need to give. Everything you have to define it in division, account type, everything you can, sales organization level, everything you can define. And that's the where a security consultant as well as along with the business users will define, and then they can create a separate role for this, and that role is assigned this particular, everything will be captured in this role. If this role is assigned to the end user, including his authorization, including his Fiori apps, everything will loaded with neatly in the Fiori Launchpad. For time being, I'll use this one. Again, I'm deleting this authorization, this role. You can use it like this. That's what I'm saying. Don't give this star, because this star, what happened? It will try to provide all the sales organization, all the company code access, all the distribution channel access and all. But this you need to identify from your business users or based on the role user which you're going to access and all, along with the security team on this. And click on the save, you can see all these things turn into yellow. So one by one you need to see, and you have to see whether this object can be given or not. Anywhere activity having create, you need to restrict. You see here activity is it. When you go ahead and there's no create game, because SAP will never give as a create option in this until if it is required for the user, but security consultant finds that, okay, this guy is going to do create this transaction, and then you need to give, then he can check mark this one. Also, we don't require to give any create option on this. And like this, one by one, we have to keep on double click on that, it will get activated. So that authorization object is where you have to sit with the end users and need to identify and need to generate accordingly on this. Now done. Now click on this execute profile, generate profile. Once generate profile is done, a profile will be created with my name. That's it. Profile is done. And now what happened? Next step is we need to assign this role to user. I'll copy this role to SA01. I'll assign to UI Maha. Assign, save it. That's it. So now we're done all the things. Now when you assign this role and run it in the Fiori Launchpad, that a particular application should come. I think 300 or 310 Maha, we're running the application in the Launchpad. If it is, then we'll do the client copy also.
310 is testing.
310, okay, we did it in 300. Okay, fine. 310, we need to do it again. We can do that transport copy of that, I think. Working in the same tier. Do the client copy, 310. Here I'm doing the client copy because 300 I did the changes, and I'm just doing the client copy to 310. Yeah, it runs successfully. Yeah, the role also came here to from 300 to 310. Now I'll save. That's it. Now the role which I created and I saved, it should reflect here. If not, then we'll see it. Yeah, you see here, it came sales display demo. Just now we created. One second. Let me clear the cache.
I think you will do the client copy of the catalog in groups, right? That TR.
Yeah, I did that one. Here, 1 second. I did it in 300, right? Yeah, I did the client copy. Yes. I captured the role also in the same tier. Yeah.
Okay.
We do the cache clear. So this is why I'm using this one is I'm trying to clear the global caches. Sometimes SAP UI5 applications may have a cache issue, UI5 application basically. At the time, okay, I refresh. I not even executed there still. Now you see there is a game, sales order. Just I refresh that one. You can see the business group. This is the business group. One application came manage sales order here. Just now we created this manage sales order here and that it came here. Sales display demo. You can see the one application came manage sales order like this. If still the application not visible or something happen on the like not able to come and all like that, then what I would recommend is to clear the cache. That's what I'm trying to enter into, but I refresh it came. But major of the cases, like any custom application or maybe standard application, whenever we are doing the very heavy application transport and all, so it's recommended to run this cache clear. Now you see the application open. The complete application is open. See the OData service activation, everything is all done. You can see that OData services, whichever links is already there, it will come as per that particular role. That particular role, I created only one application. That's what you can see, only processes. If you added like any other like customer 360 degree or billing request documents, everything will come accordingly to this. So cache clear is this one. It's important to execute when you transported heavy listed applications like 40, 50 plus applications and all. Better, we advise to run this cache clear, global and as well as two. One more is a client caches. One more is this client caches. Execute it, just you want to execute, that's it, nothing else. So this will clear the caches and then you can see that application running. Still the application not came, then only we recommend to run this URL in the production. In the production, when still you're not able to see, but this console access will be available only with the basis or administrator. So in the production, because they will not give to everyone the access. At the time, you have to run through your administrator of basis, taking certain approvals, execute this URL and search with your ZTC. First, check it out whether this catalog came or not here. If it is not came, then there's a problem in a transport request, either it not moved or either in the captured in the transport request, it's happened something, and then you can see. Then you can see this tile will be visible like this. Along with the tiles, along with the tagger mappings, everything will be visible. If this or not came, then there could be error in the transport request capture itself, and then you can see. And if everything is came, but still you're not able to see the application, then you can go and run this cache programs like client client caches and global caches you can run, and you can execute and you can see it on the screen. So that's it from the Fiori standard maybe approach or standard activation or maybe standard reference mappings, everything. So any questions or something, just yeah, we can discuss now and we can take it. Yeah, we saw this embedded approach. We saw code deployed. We saw mass activation, rapid, how to do it, all the things. We saw how individually we need to activate the specific OData services specifically. And we saw one more point, I will put it here. manual TR, manual auditor service and refer if it's only, I can say, okay, 5 to 10, I'll keep it, or I'll say only 10 services, max to max. And transport request is a common. Before he changes. And SU01 visa, just adding one role and how the roles authorization, I just shown that roles authorization, how it to be captured and all. So here till here, OData services. Step 2 is a launchpad designer. Just now we saw that how to create a catalog, how to create a business group, and how to create all the third one is PG also. This is technical. What is it role? CG. Get ZTC and ZTG. 60s. Generate. That is assign role to end user. It is the end user. Program name also is it 38. That's it. These are the steps, and you can follow this. And this will help you to get Fiori complete overview. And then next step, you can go ahead, play your own with any thing required to be done on that. And then slowly you can guys step into maybe in future if the required interested custom developments also you can get into that. Approach is same. Approach whatever I shown. Even custom application or standard application approaches are same. There is no change, no difference. Only thing will change in the custom development is we will not follow anything above step 1. We will follow only step 2. We don't require anything on the step 1. Step 2 onwards, same approach, how I shown you. Similar approach has to go into custom development also. And only this 5th step will